It's Julia from Jooya Teaching Resources, and welcome. This week we're going to look at structure in music because this is what we've been doing all month, and we'll be looking at another Halloween song because Halloween is very, very close to us on Sunday, and as of time recording, I'm recording this on a Tuesday night. So as I said, Halloween's on Sunday, so if you are in the classroom and you want to do a Halloween song, this again is just something you might want to do. So I'll show you a couple of things and a couple of different ways you're going to you could use this. As I said, I've sort of done a little bit already, but just taking a different angle, and again, it doesn't hurt to have lots of demonstrations. This is the song I'll be referring to tonight is by it's a Talking Heads cover version of Psycho Killer by Kate Miller-Heidke. She's another Australian artist, one of my favourites. And I was just saying before that this lovely shirt, if you can see it, okay, is by a company called Bandara, and they've got lots and lots of different designs, and they're all, you know, Aboriginal designs and paintings and their inspiration. It's a really great. Go and have a look. They're wonderful. You don't have to do much ironing with them. They're really, really good. Okay. Alrighty. I said I don't have any affiliation with them. I just really like their product. Okay. So let me just start with the share of screen because, you know, that's what we do. So no, is it that one? Yes, it is. Okay, so you should be able to see that. I'll just get rid of that one, that there. Alrighty, so I said, I looked at the other one the other day. So there are two of these Halloween music listening activities in terms of the Google Classroom. Now, in the Google Classroom one, you get a Google Slides version, and you also get the PDF version. I'm just showing you the PDF version here. So the thing is they're really good. So you've got links to the music. You literally just have to click on that and you can see there, it just takes you to the link. All right. And that's the song we're actually looking at tonight. Psycho Killer by Kate Miller-Heidke. It's a different version to the Talking Heads one. It's very interesting. My kids love it when I play it to them. They just look at me like I'm some weirdo. Anyway, some good songs there. So I said all those songs are linked in there for you. And then it's up to you, especially with the Google Slides one, you can delete pages that you don't want to do. Make sure you make a copy. I've made that mistake. Make a copy first, keep the original, and then do yourself a favor and just get rid of the pages you don't want to do. So if you only want to do it a really quick activity, make it a quick activity. But if you want them to do something a little bit different and a little bit longer, then they could do more. So again, it's up to you if you want to do the background music information, maybe some music study, the performer's name. I'll have a look at that because I did that page today for you. And again, then we look at the elements of music. So we've got dynamics, harmony, melody, performing media or timbre or tone color, rhythm or duration, structure or form, which is what we're looking at today. And then we've got texture and tonality, and then a reflection. Now, I have to say, I have been doing these reflections. We have only just finished doing lockdown learning or distance learning. And I've been doing these reflections every time I do a listening question with my year sevens. And it's really interesting to see because it really pushes them. What I've been doing those, but I don't ever give them the whole song. So I might give them like, it's usually an introduction, a verse and a chorus, maybe verse 2, verse and a second chorus, but I only give them a small section. And the thing they really don't like about it is that they often will write there, they didn't like that I shortened the music or the song. They would say the song was too short. And I have to, every comment was, I deliberately edited the music for you. It was just funny. So again, I really enjoyed doing that and seeing what the kids come up with for that, this reflection. It's been quite interesting. Okay, so I'll stop share. Alrighty, and I'll show you what we're going to do. So I said, I was just looking at structure today because you can do as much as or as little as you want. If you wanted to do just like a biography and a listening without too much of the analysis, go for it. But I like to do the analysis. I like to link it to whatever topic we're doing, and then I like to get the kids to write. Okay, it's that writing skills, which I know I'm a bit weird and people think I am weird, but I do really. It's one of those things that I really like to do. Okay, so as I said, how to write about music. Welcome. I'll give you a brief explanation about the 8 elements of music. We'll talk about using structure in a Halloween listening, which is in the set 2, which I just showed you then, and a writing about music demo. So I'll just do a live demo on how we can do that. So the 8 elements of music are in alphabetical order, unless you say form is structure, but for the purpose of this exercise: dynamics, form, harmony, melody, rhythm, texture, timbre, and tonality. But as I said, we are looking at structure. So this is structure simply just means, or form means, it's exactly the same thing, the order and the arrangement of the different parts of a piece of music. Now, form is also the order and arrangement of the different parts of a piece of music. And so, as I said, I'd just like to put that in there because that's what we're talking about. And again, as I said, we're going to be writing about structure. So I took a couple of pages. Now, again, it's up to you how you want to do this, but so the performer's name is Kate Miller-Heidke. Actually, that should be hyphenated there, sorry. Heidke. She was born in Australia. She was born in November 1981, so it's not far before her birthday. She is still well and truly alive. I'm hoping to see her perform next April. I think there's a big festival going around. Can't wait to do some live music, COVID and all the craziness that it is. Anyway, can't wait for that. And just some interesting information. She's an Australian singer-songwriter. She wrote music for the Australian musical Muriel's Wedding, which is She wrote the music for the Australian musical Muriel's Wedding, which is based on the film of the same name. Now, if you haven't seen Muriel's Wedding, maybe if you're not an Australian, you probably haven't seen it. It is very Aussie. And it was a classic film in the 90s. It was just it's hilarious. I love it. And then she wrote the musical. It's not something that you could probably do in class. There's a bit of language in there. I wouldn't necessarily put it in class. I went and saw the live show. Hilarious. It is just so good. But she's also wrote the music for the opera based on the picture book, The Rabbits. Now, that is a beautiful, beautiful book, and it's all about the story of the invasion from Captain Cook and into the in the Indigenous people. And yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But there's an opera written based on that story, and she wrote in that and performed in it, and it's beautiful. Just have to look that one up. The other thing is that's another bit of interesting information about her is that in I think it was 2019 she was the Australian competitor for the Eurovision Song Contest, and she had the song Gravity. Now that you can see, and that's her in that image there. I might just make that a bit bigger for the moment. That's her with it. So when she was actually performing it, she had this lovely thing on, and she was actually on this I don't know how she was even doing it, but she was almost in the air on this big pole, and she was singing away. Pretty amazing. And I actually had a year 12 student perform one of her songs, I think 2019 as well. Anyway, but as I said, what I'm looking at today is the song, because it's Halloween, Psycho Killer, and it's a cover version of the Talking Heads song by Kate Miller-Heidke. So the question was, what is the overall form of the music? So it's song form. The beginning sounds like an operatic recitative. Now, it's a really good opportunity to sort of say to kids, why does this sound a bit weird? And if you listen, you need to listen to the song so you know what I'm talking about. But then I've just put a definition there. A recitative is a sung dialogue, often sung in speech-like rhythms on one note. I was a classically trained opera person myself, and had to sing many a recitative, which is such a fun word to say. The instruments in this piece, now there are few different versions out there, but this one that I was listening to, because she plays piano as well. So there's a female soprano voice, piano, and there's a violin, okay? And that's actually the link I'm referring to at the moment, because as I said, there's lots and lots of different versions out there. And then we talked about, I've got two sections. So section one is the introduction. We're talking the recitative bit, and it's simply just piano and voice. And then the section two is actually, I'm going to be referring to the chorus. So I'm going to skip the verse and refer to the chorus there. And it was the voice, piano, and violin, okay? I've seen her perform this live, and it depends on the ensemble she has as to what instruments are actually in it, and it's pretty good. But again, using this information, how do we put this into a paragraph? Because we're writing about structure. So I started this a little bit earlier. Alrighty, so here we go. So structure of music refers to the order and arrangement of the different parts of the music. So that's our main idea. So we're just talking about our main idea all the time, okay? So main idea and our understanding simply being structure is the main idea, and our understanding is what does that mean. Okay, so in the song, I kept on spelling this wrong before. Killer performed. This would be a really good one for a comparison song compared to the others. It's completely different. Performed by Kate Miller. Key. The use of structure is unique and I'll say different to the usual pop song form. Whoops, not from, form. I do that all the time. Okay, so we've done our main idea, we've done our understanding, okay, and we've just added on to that a little bit more understanding, okay. So now we've also then, though also I should say that we've also just introduced the fact that it's sung in song form, okay. So I'm going to just talk about the what that information on that other page. The beginning, whoops, of this song is sung like an operatic recitative. Okay, and then I'm just going to say what a recitative is. A recitative is, and I might get the same definition I used on the previous page. No, not that one. This one is a sung dialogue, and I'll fix that up so that we can, because it's going to be weird font now. Yeah, okay, so what have I got there? Collaborate. Beautiful. Just make it all the same. Okay, and I might make that a bit smaller. I'm going to run out of space. A recitative is a sung dialogue, often sung in speech-like rhythms and on one note. Okay, the rest of, whoops, of the song is uses typical features of a pop song with verses and choruses, I should say. Okay, so the rest of the song uses typical features of a pop song with verses and choruses. So we've literally just gone, okay, so not have we just didn't say it was in song form. We've actually said it's not only song form, but it has the introduction. We could have even said instead of the beginning, we could have said the introduction, but it's a very long introduction. So again, I prefer the word the recitative. Okay, an operatic recitative. And we explain what that means. Okay, so and then we've actually just said the rest of the song, what type of structure it is. So again, we could leave it like that, but I might go in the nope, spelled it wrong, sorry. The instruments you can hear are the female soprano, the vocal, and the piano. Actually, I might go, the instruments you can hear are the female lead vocal, actually, I'll just say female soprano vocalist. I'm going to say they were performing the melody. Melody. Whoops. And the piano was performing the, oh, don't you hate that? I should do that. My phone going off. Wait a minute. Okay, so we've just said what was happening in the recitative. So it was only two instruments. Okay, but we've also not only said what was performing, but we said what role they were performing. So it was the soprano was performing the melody, and the piano was performing the melodic accompaniment. I'm going to say in the chorus, oops, the violin is added as part of the melodic accompaniment. That's all it does. It doesn't do it, and it hasn't got a major role in there. It's just sort of adds a little bit extra into the texture, adds a bit more density to it. So we've got quite a bit of information here. Again, we've done our main idea, we've done our understanding, we've done samples here, we've done in-depth information about those samples, we've done more samples, more in-depth information, samples, more in-depth information. Now we just have to connect it to concept, because we could have actually, like, you could be talking about the verse and in the chorus, or it could could be if there was a different verse or whatever, however much information you want to put in there. I said this is in a way quite a simple song in terms of there's not a lot of instruments playing, but it's quite interesting how the song's been put together. So do yourself a favor and go and have a listen. So we just, as I said, we just now have to do our connect to concept. So the whole idea was about structure. So we need to think about why structure. I always say to my kids, why is structure important in music? Okay, what does it do? Okay, so we could say the underlying structure. Did I spell that right? Yep, but I didn't spell that one. Sorry, the underlying structure of song form gives this I'm going to say this version of Psycho Killer a different unique the underlying structure of a song of song form gives this version of Psycho Killer a different and unique take on the unique. Oh, my brain's gone. I'm so sorry. Okay, the underlying structure of song form gives this version of Psycho Killer a different and unique perspective, musical perspective, because it uses musical features from an opera, have I spelled that right? Operatic whoops, I did it again, sorry. There we go. Alrighty, so I will copy this and then I'll show you what that looks like when we do our colors, because that is what happens. Oh, I might just do this. I'll just duplicate slide, get rid of that. All right, so structure is our main idea, which is what that is our pink. I don't want to move it. I want to make it pink. Okay, in music, and that is our understanding. Okay, so that is going to be orange. If you're getting used to this, actually, I'll make that all bold. It makes it easier to see. All right, here we go. All right, so structure is our main idea. Understanding is in orange. In the song Psycho Killer, performed by Kate Miller-Heidke, the use of structure is unique and different to the usual pop song form. So that essentially is a bit of, what do you call it? That is a sample, because we are saying what it actually is. The beginning of this song is sung like an operatic recitative. Okay, so again, that's another sample. That's just extending that information. But this explanation here is your in-depth information. So that will be green. Our green, okay? So recitative is a sung dialogue, often sung in speech-like rhythms and on one note. The rest of the song uses typical features with song. So the rest of the song uses pop songs. So that is, again, the sample. And this bit here is your in-depth information, because it's explaining what that actually is. Because not quite often people will just go, the rest of the song is pop song. Great, it's a pop song, but tell me why it's a pop song. Okay, because it uses verses and a chorus. Okay, in the recitative, so this is our sample. We could see the instruments, yeah, because that's a sample. So that's red. And then we're going to say that the instruments you can hear are the female. And again, the more in-depth information is the fact that we are actually explaining what role they are doing. So you can see that the instruments you can hear are the female soprano vocalist performing the melody, and the piano is performing the melodic accompaniment. So again, what often you'll see is with most kids is they'll go, you could hear a singer and piano. Yeah, okay, but can you tell me a bit more? What type of singer was it? Male or female sounding? Was it, what type of voice was it? Okay, we want a bit more information. So in the chorus, again, that's the sample, okay, because it's saying when it's happening, and we're saying that the violin was added as part of the melodic accompaniment. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. So again, the violin. So again, that's our in-depth information, because we're adding into there some more information. And then this last bit here is our connect to concept, or connect to, what do you call it? The element. Alrighty, so let's just make sure we've got this. So this is the whole thing. So again, remember, this is the information we started with. We started with just this. So what is the overall form of the song or structure of the song? And that was our answer. And we've listed the instruments. Okay. So that's just the link. And then I've just talked about the rest. This is the recitative section, section 1, and this is section 2. So from that, we've been able to manage to get that. And that's like, if you can get your kids to do this, they're going to be well on their way to doing really well. So just to put it in thing, and I'll read it all together. Structure in music refers to the order and arrangement of the different parts of the music. In the song Psycho Killer, performed by Kate Miller-Heidke, the use of structure is unique and different to the usual pop song form. That could have had a capitals. Anyway, the beginning of this song is sung like an operatic recitative. A recitative is a sung dialogue, often sung in speech-like rhythms and on one note. The rest of the song uses typical features of a pop song with verses and choruses. In the recitative, the instruments you can hear are the female soprano performing the melody and the piano performing the melodic accompaniment. In the chorus, the violin is added as part of the melodic accompaniment. And then the last bit there, the underlying structure of song form gives this version of Psycho Killer a different and unique musical perspective because it uses musical features from an operatic recitative. So it could be a unique and musical framework. We could even put that word there, framework. That would work as well, because it's just like an underlying structure, okay, which is why it's what everything is sort of based around. Okay, so again, as I said, don't forget all this information, that paragraph was formed just from this information here. Okay, and if you can show your kids how to do this or how to expand on this little information to make it what we have here, like, yeah, wow. Okay, awesome. So you can find music classroom resources ready for you to use today over in my Teachers Pay Teacher store. You can use the link in the description below to find my store, which is Jooya Teaching Resources. Again, or you could just type it in. Seriously, you will find it because I'm the only one. Alrighty. If you would like a free copy of the Elements of Music mind maps, because I use those a lot in, you'll see in a lot of my videos, I'm talking about these free mind maps. You can use this link here. If you go to juliajooya.com/free mind maps, all smooshed together, that will give you, that will take you to a page where you can sign up and grab a copy of the free mind maps, which are really helpful in so many ways. And you'll see in lots of videos what I've actually been talking about there. So if you'd like more information on structuring music, you can visit my blog, which is over at juliajooya.com. As said, if you go to to there and go to the Elements of Music, then you in that blog post, there's links to all of the different elements of music. And again, when you even go there, when you go to structure, not only is there information for you, but there's also a YouTube video that links it all together for you. Okay, so there's lots and lots of information to help you learn all the bits and pieces. So I'm Julia from Jooya Teaching Resources. Thank you so much for watching, not washing. Sorry, it's been a long day. And really appreciate you being here. And until next time, goodbye.